Today. I appreciate everybody jumping on the call. Jason's not going to be on the call this morning. He is he's reviewing a couple things, but today we're going to cover quite a few topics real quick. Okay, really the focus on about three or four topics. The first one is the biggest one right now, or actually there's two main topics we're going to be reviewing today, and the first one is ACHs. Okay, so first off, guys, I cannot begin to even tell you how important it is that you are putting in the correct ACH information when you're processing ACHs. We're getting about 5 to 7 bounce backs a week on ACH transactions, and the bulk of these are information not put into the system correctly. Now, I understand why that could happen. And the issues with that, hey, there's like 24 number. I can't even remember how many routing numbers there are when you look at account number and routing number. But it's very, very important that you put that you put the correct information using the ACH. Now, there's multiple ways you can do this. Okay, some individuals snap a picture of it with their phone, and what they do is they put the information in, and then they look at it on the picture of their phone and double check it. Okay. Some people, they'll put the information in, they'll erase it, they'll put the information in again. Okay. And then double check it. There's a couple different ways that whatever way works best for you, but we have got to do a better job of putting in information on the ACH transfer. What happens is it creates a bad customer experience, okay, and a bad dealer experience. What happens is we then have to get on the phone, start calling the customer, calling the dealer. And so it just creates a bad experience overall. That's the first thing. Number two, our bank is breathing down our neck about ACHs right now. So for us to process money faster and quicker, it's extremely important that you process ACHs in a timely manner, okay, or not in a timely manner, but in an accurate manner. And it's something that we're going to be harping on all day today through a couple different ways we communicate. But it's very important that you are processing ACHs correctly. The second thing we're going to focus on today is really from a sales training aspect. We're actually going to link both of these together, and that is, first off, know your sales window. October is dwindling into the end of that really high sales window. Okay, we've got October usually is a fairly strong month here at Sheds Direct. Then we get into November and December, depending on what wintertime has. Hey, last year it snowed like 15 inches in December. That hardly ever happens. So it's very important that you understand your sales window and that you know your sales window. One of the things that we talked about last week was I was in Ohio meeting with a bunch of dealers, and we discussed mastering social media. Okay, mastering social media. And I told a story up there to those dealers in Ohio, and I'm actually going to do a podcast on it today, and that is mastering social media. We can dabble and we can say, hey, I post on Facebook multiple times a day. I send out a couple Google leads, 1 or 2 a week. But it's very important that we are understanding how to be masters of social media. About 3 weeks ago, I pulled a list of shed builders throughout the United States, where they're located at, different information about them. There's about 250 shed builders across the United States. And when I began to run through the list, the only shed builder that jumped out to me at all, not Old Hickory, not any of the big players in the game. The only one that jumped out to me at all was a company called Shed Happens. Okay, and so since then, since I pulled that Excel file, I've told this story to multiple dealers about how do we become masters of social media. Well, we have to understand not just how many times to post, but also the content we use. Okay. That was a quick example of if we put content out there that is catchy, okay? If we put on content out there that catches the eye, that is different, that is something outside the box, that people are going to remember that, and it's going to draw us closer, or it's going to draw your customers in to close the sale. That one dealer, Shed Happens, okay? You know what? They're a small dealer. They probably only build about 500 barns a year. But with that being said, it is a catchy name, great content, and from that, I remember the name of their organization. It's very important that as you're posting on social media, the content you use, you have to master that content, okay? Master that content. I saw a great ad the other day. It said, come in, shed sales are on fire, and it showed a picture of a shed being burned down or something of that nature, or a shed on fire. I saw another one the other day where it talked about, $500 off on selected lot models. Well, it's really advertising the understanding of the difference between a lot model that's been on the lot for a few years and a new to-build price. There's all kinds of stuff that you can put on there, okay? And you've got to be creative and master that social media. I cannot even begin to tell you how important it is. Listen, our top dealers in this company are one of the things that I have noticed about all of them is they are great with writing content on posting on social media. Whether it's Google Ads, whether it's Facebook, whatever it is, man, they are awesome at posting catchy content that is out of the box on social media, okay? And so it's very important that that you really master that. You put in effort, you study content, you even call a third-party organization, get their feedback on it. You research it on the web, get their feedback on it. How do you really be masters of social media with great content, okay? And then the third thing is something I'm super pumped about, super excited about to announce on this call, and that is we are going to have a North Carolina Dealer Day October 23rd and 24th. You need to go ahead and put that on your calendars now. Due to how many dealers are in North Carolina, we're going to be splitting these two up, having some dealers on one day, some dealers on the next day. And so it's very important that you got to attend this meeting. Someone from your organization needs to be there. We're going to be reviewing, first off, we're actually going to get to see a LuxGuard building being built, so you understand the proper way to sell it as we really get into 2020 offering LuxGuard on all buildings. Mike Davis will be there to talk about the investment that we've made logistically in North Carolina. Jason Saul will be there to talk about Compass 2.0. I will be there to review sales tactics as well as the new dealer agreement that we will be launching that day. The way it's going to work is I'm going to review the dealer agreement. You're going to have it in your inbox to review. We've already reviewed this with our Ohio dealers. And so, and we'll be talking about more in the future about why we're putting this new dealer agreement in play to protect the dealer as well as Sheds Direct, okay? And so we're going to be talking more about that. But North Carolina Dealer Day, October 23 and 24, where you're going to be hearing more details about the agenda. We're going to start out the day in Hamptonville to see a building being built or a LuxGuard building being manufactured. Then we're going to go to off-site location where we're going to feed you lunch and have a meeting. So super excited about it. Super excited about this opportunity to get everybody together. And that's something that many of our dealers have been asking for a while. It was a huge hit in Ohio. Our dealers loved it. They really enjoyed it. Maybe, put a face with a name, talk about the investment that we're making in the North Carolina district, and we believe it's going to be a huge hit, okay? So you'll also be receiving a MailChimp on that today to go ahead and pencil that in. But it's very important. North Carolina Dealer Day, October 23rd and 24th. So make sure you pencil that in on your calendar. So just to review, guys, 3 things we covered today. First off, got to make sure ACH transactions are extremely accurate when you're putting in the numbers. It's very important that you do that. Number 2, mastering social media, right? Mastering social media. You need to making sure that we're mastering social media on content. Okay, making sure that you are putting and researching the best content you can research and put it out there. Just like we talked about in the example, Shed Happens, okay? Super small builder, but a great name, okay? Super small builder, but a great name, and that's the one name I remember. And then the third thing is the North Carolina Dealer Day. Super excited about October 23rd and 24th. Pencil that, go ahead and put that on your calendar. We'll be sending additional information out about that towards the end of the week and first of next week about making sure you're RSVPing, making sure you're there. You have got to have someone there from your organization that represents you, as well as an agenda and different things of that nature. We're super excited about it. Like I said, we just did this for many of our dealers in Ohio, and it worked great. And it was a great response, great opportunity to meet everybody and really build those relationships. So on that note, we're going to go ahead and turn it over to for questions. If you have any questions, go ahead, and Dee's going to go ahead and turn it over to questions. So go ahead, Dee.
Okay.
Any questions? All right, guys, if there's no questions, we're going to go ahead and jump off here. If there is questions, go ahead and reach out to your DM, Nathan Miller, and he'll be able to help answer those. Super excited about the 23rd and 24th. Make sure you already get that on your calendar to RSVP. We'll be sending those RSVPs out very soon. Super excited about seeing everybody, and I will see you on the 23rd or the 24th, guys. So keep it up and keep selling. Everybody have a great week.